Good evening and welcome to the Cellercise program. It's great to have you here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for your support. It means a lot. It's been called the closest thing to the fountain of youth yet devised by man. It offers resistance to help build up muscle mass and bone density. It flexes every cell of your body over 100 times a minute, and we call it Cellercise. It's not a workout. It's a play-in. It helps us to reach our greater health potential. It's something that I have personally been doing virtually exclusively for over 35 years. And it has absolutely made a huge difference in my health, my physique, my ability to repair injuries, and consistently work on those areas that need more attention. It helps promote flexibility as well as strength and circulation. All right, what we're going to do tonight is really important. It's not a long program. We're not going to be doing any Cellercise, so if you need to find a different program for an exercise, that's fine, but we are going to do a Cellercise mental fitness meditation program designed to help teach us what we need to be able to reach our greater health potential. Yes, Justice.
Sylvia says hello, and
hi, Sylvia.
Take out that light bulb so they can see the screen.
Oh, this one here?
Yeah, just because it's hard to see the TV.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Sylvia. This is the Cellercise family. And we can actually, there you go. Does that help? Oh, okay. Maybe we can turn that down a little bit.
Okay, sorry, I just don't want to.
You know how to do that? It's got a little dial thing that you can turn. There you go. And see if does that help?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So we'll get to that in just a moment. But I've got some little riddles that are, I think they're appropriate to what we're going to be talking about tonight. So I'm going to give them to you and let's see how well. In fact, if some of you have the answers, go ahead and type the answers really quick when I say them. But I stand in your path without being a thing. The harder you push, the smaller I seem. What am I? And the answer is fear. Why? Because facing fear often makes it feel less powerful. And that's what we're going to be doing. A lot of this is facing our fears, facing the unknown, facing the things we're not feeling that we're achieving in, and we can. I am built of small mistakes and doubts. One steady step can crumble me. What am I? And the answer is a wall of excuses. And why? Because consistent action breaks the excuse barrier. And what we're going to be talking about are methods that we can take to create the desire within us to achieve our greater health potential. I hide behind I can't and grow each time you look away. Say my name and I fall. What am I? And the answer is self-doubt. Why? Because acknowledging doubt reduces its hold on us. Acknowledging doubt reduces its hold on us. People love to move me, but the bravest push through me instead. What am I? Any idea? The comfort zone. The comfort zone. Growth happens when you move through comfort, not move it. So we move through our comfort zones. And that's part of what you've heard me talk about before, which is mental fitness is just as important as physical fitness. I slow you, but also teach you. Remove me, and you lose the lesson. What am I? A setback. Setbacks contain useful feedback for future success. What do I say all the time, Justice? Just
A lot of great things.
you get points for that. Say a lot of great things, he says. No, that there's no such thing as failure. There really isn't. We learn, especially if we learn something from it, and we're able to move forward. All right. You can trip on me or learn from me. I prefer the latter. What am I? And the answer is, we just talked about it, failure. Failure is data for improvement when you study it. So we're going to stop there, but I think those are important principles. And I know in my life, I've developed internal sayings, if you're not making the progress you want to make and are capable of making it is simply because your goals are not clearly defined. Success is the progressive movement toward an achievement. It isn't a destination. And I think it's important to understand that. We need, and you've heard me say, you cannot find happiness at the end of the journey if you don't bring it with you along the way. And so we want to really propagate and work on our attitudes, our feelings as we enjoy the journey, because it makes a difference in empowering us and helping us to be more successful. Okay, so let's read a few customer reviews. We've got a few questions. If you have any questions, please submit them. Justice is behind the screen here. He can read those off to me. But I want to thank you for all the great stories that I hear and that I've continued to hear over the last 35 plus years that I've been in this industry. I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish from the very beginning, which was simply to help people understand the dynamics of what this can do. And I think it's out there now. Now, unfortunately, there's equipment that works and equipment that doesn't work as well. But people they'll find their way. They will find their way. And you have a lot to do with that, so thank you. Okay, Luann writes, I've been using your Cellerciser for almost 10 years now. I'm 60 years old, female, and I can tell you with full confidence that this has helped me to maintain my strength, balance, and overall health. My husband is shocked at how safely and strenuously I am able to exercise on your rebounder, and it is so much fun to do. I love it. I recommend this to just about everyone I know. Thank you so much. And Luann, thank you so much. You're the reason we do it. Nan writes, I can tell you, Cellerciser has resistance that actually builds muscle. It's not that other rebounders aren't great. Bouncing is great. But if you want to build muscle, Cellerciser is king. And what she says and what she's saying by that is that Cellercise, as you know, offers resistance. Resistance is what puts stress against the cell membrane over and over. The stress prompts that cell to fortify its membrane with more protein because it doesn't want to rupture. But if we're not putting enough stress or resistance against the cell membrane, it doesn't perceive a need to get stronger. And that's unfortunately a lot of what happens today. But Cellerciser offers resistance, but not jarring. There's a difference. Lance writes, Dear Dave, in 2019, upon reaching the age of 75, I realized that my body was experiencing the typical aging process, and I knew I had to make some major changes in order to continue to be productive. I saw one of Dave Hall's YouTube videos talking about the merits of the Cellercise program. We ordered one and have not looked back. We ended up purchasing 4 of them for family members and friends. Now, at the age of 81, I am so thankful that we joined the Cellerciser family. It has enabled us to maintain mobility, good physical checkups, good blood work, and general good health. Not to be bragging, but many people think that I am no older than late 60s or early 70s. As a 21-year-old, I was 6'2" tall, and at my last physical in July, I was still 6'2" tall. This is directly attributable to the maintenance of spinal cord health through the various movements recommended by Dave on the Cellerciser. My wife is experiencing similar results. I would also like to mention that Dave Hall provides the most excellent customer service and is willing to explain the workings of this amazing exercise program and to maximize its effectiveness. As a general rule, I believe that we get what we pay for, and with the Cellerciser, you will be getting even more. Wow. Thank you, Lance. First time I read that. I love it. Thank you. That was beautiful. So appreciated. And I know it's appreciated by the Cellercise family. Ann writes, yes, it works. Fun and effective. Love mine. I've had mine for years and years. It's still perfect. I was going to bring my 22-year-old unit down, or it's over 22 now, it's probably 23. I took it with me to Tennessee for a few days and got back late last night. And we use it all the time. It's in excellent condition. So this one's newer. You can't really tell the difference. And I'll bring that, just remind me to bring that next time. Jill, been using it for over 10 years and have helped hundreds learn how to use it. Whoa, Jill, that's called being a difference. Thank you. Lisa says, my favorite and only rebounder my cells need and want. Thank you, exclamation points. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Michelle writes, I'm 61 and I would love to buy one. Any suggestions on which one I should get? And Michelle, I've had that question many times. They're made with the same materials. They're going to give you the same results. There's a slightly different feel in the trifold than there is in the bifold. And that's because the trifold, the frame is flexible. It has movement because it has 6 hinges instead of 2 hinges. And that can keep you centered and has a slightly different feel. The bifold, the frame locks into place. It just throws you a little differently. They are both going to work. The biggest difference is the trifold is a lot easier to travel with if you're going to travel with it. And that's what I prefer to take. But the bifold is still portable. You just throw it over your shoulder, grab underneath it. I've got the balance bar in there, and you just take it with you. So they both work fine. The trifold just happens to have the carrying case that has the handle. I have been for years, I've just stuck it right in the overhead luggage bin and pulled it straight out. They're getting a little more, it's getting a little more difficult to do that with some of the airlines. But it can still be checked on, which is what I did this last trip. So that's how it works. And we've got a bar that got stuck. There we go. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what we want to achieve. We all have a greater health potential. And I'd like to talk a little bit, and we're all being challenged. There are so many forces against us today. In the air we breathe, the chemicals we're exposed to, the drugs, the dyes, the additives, the preservatives, the chemicals, just pesticides, herbicides, formaldehydes, drugs. It's all around us. We're constantly breathing these things. They accumulate over the years in tissue. They are the culprits that can promote mutated cells, and eventually they can become more Well, they can become a mutated cell once it has the ability to divide. By definition, it becomes a cancer cell. So that's, we want to get rid of those. Those are the obstacles, if you will. Those are the things that can hold us back. So we want to detox. We want to understand how we can detox. And, whoops, okay. So you've heard me say this before. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. All right. It says basically, in order to have what we have not, we must first become what we are not. As we become what we are not, then what we have not becomes the natural manifestation of the person we have now become. But in order to become what we are not, we must first be able to see ourselves, each other, that which is around us, and that which is within us. Not just as we are today, but as we can become tomorrow, which is the way I pray God sees each one of us. The moment we see ourselves not just as we are, but as we can become, in our family, in our home, as a father, mother, husband, or wife, in our physical and our health, in our financial, in our career, we're going to go over these. Our social and cultural, spiritual, ethical, mental, educational areas of our life. When we define, when we can see, and we create a vision of that person we want to become, now we have to exercise it. That vision is the first step of what many people call faith. We create the vision. Most people are not willing to do it. Most people live somebody else's vision, or constantly being bombarded by all these outside influences that determine a lot of how they react to day-to-day events. That holds them back from reaching their greater health potential, whether it's habits, whether it's just negative influences. We're going to talk about that. But when you become a person of vision and you hold on to the vision, it grows into a desire. Now, and you've known that. Think about it. You see something you want. Women, you see a pair of shoes, you see a purse, you see a piece of clothing, and you like it, you visualize it, don't you? Oh, those look good. I like those. Men, same way. You see something that you like, whether it's a trinket, whether it's electronic gadgetry, whether it's a car, whatever it is, what do? You visualize it. What does that do? Creates a desire for it, doesn't it? Creates it. Now you nurture the desire with prayer, meditation, affirmation, proclamation, declaration. The desire becomes a passion. You know that. It becomes a passion. Now you got to have it. The passion compels us to action. The action helps create the end result. And where does it all begin? It all begins with the vision. Ideas affect the way we think affects the way we act to a large degree is going to determine our results. If we want to take charge of our results, we have to be willing to take the charge of the ideas we are allowing ourselves to be exposed to on a day-to-day basis. Because if we don't, then by default, old patterns, influences, conditions around us, they take charge of us. And most people, as a result of that, live in a reactive mode. They are constantly allowing the conditions around them to far too often govern the conditions within them. My job has always been to help you reach your greater health potential. Not that the conditions around you are ever going to change. They might, but that's not the determining factor. I'm not as interested in changing the conditions around you as much as I am in changing the conditions within you, so that you're empowered. You know how to respond more effectively to the conditions around you, and to determine whether or not they're even worth responding to, because now you're focused on that which is important to you and to your family and to your future. So let's talk about that. So, health. That's the line in the middle. Versus illness. In our culture today, and tell me if you don't agree, I think far too many of us have bought into the idea that health is simply an absence of illness. That's it. As a result of that, people live on the line. You've got illness on the right, you've got health on the left. When people are healthy and they get sick, generally they'll do some kind of treatment. Often it's to take a drug to get back to the line. And that's where they stay. When in reality, and some people are chronically ill, they're always trying to get as close to the line as they can. And often we pray for them because they may not be able to make it to the line. They may not be able to experience some of the health that many of us have been blessed to receive. And yet, there are still things that we can do to move closer to the line. Now, there are those people who are just to the left of the line. They're experiencing good health, and they're enjoying good health. There's a few that are way to the left of the line, and they enjoy a quality of life, energy, performance, joy that most people living on the line never really experience. And most of those people who are further to the left of the line, they're proactive. They're taking the steps to figure out, well, what is it that I can do so I can enjoy a better quality of life? And that's what this message tonight is going to be, is for those people who believe you have more potential, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, economic, doesn't matter. If you believe you've got more potential, then we're going to go through this exercise. And it's not a small thing. It's a big thing, but most people that I know, they don't do it. So, first step, detox. What is it that's holding you back? Identifying those things that are holding you back are important. What is it? Sometimes we can do something about it, sometimes we can't. But understanding what is holding you back as a husband or as a wife, as a mother, as a father, in your financial, in your career, what is it? Is it attitude? Is it knowledge? Is it the people you associate with? Is it opportunities? What is it? And what steps can we take to reach that greater potential? Now, Cellercise, as we know, it has a detox effect. When I'm moving up and down on the Cellerciser, the resistance can help dislodge heavy metals, toxins, poison, preservatives, chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, formaldehydes, drugs, things that we've talked about, and it goes on, plastics. So we're moving up and down. And as we're moving up and down, we're helping to release those. Now, we need to flush them out. We want to assist the body in doing the job it best knows how to do. And so the environment that none of us want to live in, a dirty, polluted environment, and we wouldn't if we had a choice. I don't believe most of us would. The cells of our body are the same way. They don't want to live in a dirty, polluted environment either. We can take a proactive step, simple step, to help the body flush out and detox simply by making sure we're drinking good, clean water. That's what the cells live in. So part of that detox involves the water we drink, no question. But it's interesting, I've noted over the last 35 plus years, when you're Cellercising and you're moving up and down, If you try to clear your mind, and I do it with a mantra, just Om, no nonsense word, just Om, just to keep saying Om. Try to clear your mind, focus on Om, just Om. Pretty soon you won't be focusing on Om. Some thought is going to come to mind. It's going to come up, it's going to rise up, because you've cleared the way. You've cleared the path so that the toxins, anger, resentment, frustration, despair, anxiety, fear, negative energies, relationship-oriented, it's any number of things. It comes to the surface. You've cleared your mind, you've calmed your mind. These subconscious thoughts, part of the detox effect. Cellercise, for whatever reason, seems to stimulate more brain activity, which we've been told it does. So when you're doing this up and down, once you have a negative feeling, a negative emotion or thought that comes to mind, or you're upset or frustrated, you're on that Cellerciser, which is a good thing, by the way, and you're getting on that Cellerciser to release those toxins and that anger, that frustration, that stress. That's what we do with babies, is de-stressing. You have an opportunity now. If it comes up, resolve it in your mind. And in your mind, it may be different than reality. Good. Remember what we were talking about in the beginning? Ideas affect the way we think affects the way we act. We have to see ourselves not as we are, but as we can become. That's part of the focus. You see it. Hold on to the vision. Create the division. But release the toxins, because they're hurting you more than they're hurting anybody else. The detox, the anger, the frustration. And replace it with something that's positive, uplifting, that feels good. Try that. So you're up and down, you're bouncing up and down, you're upset with somebody. Boy, they've really just ticked you off. And you're mad at them. And you're frustrated, and you're reinforcing that, by the way, if you're on a Cellerciser. Don't hold on to negative emotions when you Cellercise. You recognize it. And you've heard me say this before. Forgive them. Send them love. Send them on their way. Don't allow them to have any power over you. It's a toxin. It's a toxin. You don't want that. Release the toxins. Look at our culture today. Look at the world we're living in today. Look at all the toxicity. Look at all the contention and all the division. We will never change this world, the direction we're headed. It can't happen. It's not possible. You cannot fight against that which is wrong to create that which is right. It's not going to happen. It happens through a change of heart. That's the only lasting way. The lasting way that you're going to truly make a change and be able to evolve. It's the same thing with us personally. So if you have something negative you're working on, if it's physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, economic, put out the positive. It may not be realized yet. That's okay. We're going to enjoy the journey. But we're focusing on the end result. But we're enjoying the journey. Very important. Okay, so there's a detox effect mentally as well as physically. And part of the biggest reason people are not reaching their physical objective is because of the mental challenges. They're not addressing them. You've heard me say before, if you're lifting weights, you don't start off lifting 300 weights, 300 pounds. You might lift 30 pounds and you build up. It's the same thing with mental detox and mental strength. We don't start off expecting to have overnight changes. Baby steps. We just take little steps, but we continue to do it, and it becomes part of our character. And again, it's not that the conditions around us ever change, but the conditions within us will, and they do. And that's how we become our greater health potential. All right, so what does that mean? Turning up the light, how do we do that? In all areas of our life, we can do this, turning up the light. There are things that will pull us down, and there are things that will lift us up. The things that lift us up are what we choose and want to surround ourselves with, because it's going to help us in our journey toward our greater health potential in many different levels. And yes, I get it. The anger, frustration, resentment, how dare they do that? They cause us all this pain. Yes, I get it. You walk into a dark, you've heard me say it before, it's just coming up. You walk into a dark room, you don't like that darkness. You're angry, you're kicking, you're screaming, you're yelling, you're fighting, and when you're done, it's still dark. But the character of the person you've become in the process of fighting against what you believe is wrong has caused you to become angry or fearful or resentful or contentious or depressed. It's a negative energy. It really is. It's a real thing. And for those who have post-traumatic stress disorders, for those who've gone into the military, who have had to deal with these intense emotional trauma, the best way to heal from it, I believe, is to turn up the light. So you walk into that dark room, and rather than fight against the darkness, you recognize there's a wall switch. And for most of us, it's a dimmer switch. And when you turn on that wall switch and you begin to turn up the light, darkness can't abide it. But it's an exercise. You have to work to turn up the light, but that's okay. As you continue to turn it up, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. What happens to the darkness? Can't abide the light. You can replace it. Yeah, we're all going to have challenges. I do too. We all do. We get on the Cellerciser when we have the challenge. If we can develop the habit, if we can see ourselves when we're going through that challenge, get on the Cellerciser and bounce up and down and think of a positive thought. Think of something, go to some place, and we're going to do that in just a moment, that will help us to reach and turn up that light, whether it's the music you listen to, somebody you can call on the phone, a book that you can read, something you can watch, meditation, reading the scriptures, saying a prayer, turning up the light. Find that light, and that will empower you, and it will give you strength and strengthen your character and your resolve and your ability, because now you're dealing in purpose and love and joy and hope and all these positive conditions that are associated with turning up the light. It's not that the conditions around you changed, but people will notice the conditions within you have, and you will notice that too. Okay. All right, so we turn up the light. Now, let's go through, I want to go through a mental exercise with you. And while we're doing this, if you have something that comes to mind and it's something you want to achieve, I want you to focus on that. Initially, all I want to do is kind of set the stage, if you will, so that we are going to be more receptive. We're going to create a healthier environment, and then we're going to work on the steps toward achieving our greater health potential. There are going to be 6 areas that we're going to work on, maybe 7. I was thinking of another one. It's hard for me to go through this because I'll go through each one, and if you want to stay and dwell on the one, go ahead. I'll go to another section. If you can join me in that as well if you'd like. But as we come up with the ideas, when you're done, if you can remember, write them down, because this is the beginning of a journey. Another year for most of us is going to go by. It is going to go, we can't stop it. Where we are 1 year from now has a lot to do with this exercise. Where were you last year? Have you made a significant change from last year to this year? If you haven't, you want to, then hopefully some of what I'm going to challenge you with is going to be worth it. Because I think most of us want to reach our greater potential. Okay, so let's talk about relationships, family and home. Okay, but to do this first, the mental exercise, I want you to, if you're on your Cellerciser, if you can get on your Cellerciser, if you can't, take notes, but you can do this in a moment. But on the Cellerciser, I want you to start off, we're going to do just a few breaths of power breathing, which is different than meditative breathing. We want to oxygenate the body. We want to get rid of the stress and tension in the body. So we're going to be more receptive to the mental fitness portion of it. So this is good to do the baby bounce initially. We just want to open up the stress and the tension, relax your shoulders, your back, your buttocks, just relax. This is a relaxing moment. And we're going to do something a little different. And I don't want you to get dizzy. So hopefully you have a balance bar, but be careful with this movement because we're going to take 6 to 10 deep breaths, power breathing. The last one we're going to hold for a moment. We're going to continue to pump as we hold our breath. Our arms are going to continue, but we're going to really increase that oxygen in through our body. But it can make you a little dizzy. And I don't want you to get hurt. So make sure you have somebody there to catch you or that you got a bar to hold on to. Or don't do the breath hold at the end. But it goes like this. You can do this with me. But and then relax and let the air go out. And just relax for a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. So you can breathe in now to the count of 5. You're going to hold it for the count of 5. Then you're going to breathe out through the count of 5. And you're going to hold it out. Don't breathe in for the count of 5. We're going to do that through the nose. This is more meditative. So we're going to count 1 through 5. So breathe in. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Hold it. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Hold it. Okay, now just relax. Breathe in, breathe out. I want you to close your eyes and visualize the top of a flat mountain. It is full of flowers. Just a whole mountain just full of flowers. Very colorful flowers. Relax your shoulders, back, buttocks. Gently relax. As you're in that meadow, you can be sitting down in it. There's butterflies that are flirting around and you're watching them. It's a beautiful sunny day. There's Puffy white clouds that intersperse a blue, blue sky. There's a gentle breeze blowing. The air is clear and fresh. So sit there for a moment and just enjoy that. Enjoy that feeling. Now we're going to go first to family and home. I want you to think about the challenges or a challenge that you have in your family and your home. As a father, a mother, a husband, or a wife. Visualize the challenge. Now I want you to visualize it the way you want it to be. Visualize what you would, and that can take, remember this is exercise. This can take some effort. Visualize whatever it is that you're looking to achieve, whatever it is, whatever kind of relationship you would like to have. Visualize you having that relationship. And visualize yourself feeling joy and happiness. Now, I know it may be hard. It's not that the conditions around you are going to change. We're working on the conditions within you. Although the conditions around you can be influenced by it. So you visualize yourself. How do you feel being the person you most want to be in that position? How do you feel? Can you feel joy? Can you feel purpose and happiness? If you're not getting it in your relationship now, visualize it in your mind. Hold on to that vision. We're going through this quickly. Technically, you would want to spend 15 minutes on that. Just really, really exercising it and seeing it. And as you do, as you hold on to that vision, you see how you feel, the relationship you have, the person you are or can become, and you're holding on to that. See how it feels. Now, the objective here is to hold on and see that day after day and how it affects you and your attitude and how you react to others because of how you feel. You're working more on you. This is about you. Now, go ahead and open your eyes for a moment, because you're going to have obstacles in reality, right? You can think of strategies that you can use to overcome those obstacles. And when you can visualize who you want to become, and you hold on to the vision, and then you recognize there are obstacles that you can't control, maybe, then ask yourself, first of all, define those obstacles. What are the obstacles that are standing in your way? Is it the other person? Is it you? Is it your conditions? Is it health relation? It can be any number of things. Define the obstacles. That's okay. Then, once those obstacles are defined, think in terms of strategies that you might create to overcome those obstacles. What are some of the strategies you can do? Are you willing, as we talked about in the very beginning of our program, to step outside your comfort zone and do something that might make you more vulnerable but stronger at the same time? Can you do that? We want to break through the ideas that are holding us back, because that's old programming. And we want to think in terms of the things that we can do and what we can become. Okay, Relationship, that's family and home. Financial and career. We do the same thing on the financial and career. You're on the Cellerciser, you're moving up and down. I want you to go into your mind and go to your work. What kind of an employee or manager or owner are you at work? What kind of energy are you portraying? Are you kind? Do you think of others? Do you lift others up even when it's hard? Not because they deserve it, but because of who you are? Can you see yourself rising in your company? Or can you see yourself working in a different position or a different company? Can you visualize it? These are mental exercises. How does it feel? How are you interacting with the people that you are around? Can you see it? Can you see how they feel toward you? Not in reality, in your mind, as you want it to become. That's the exercise. You're seeing it, feeling it, believing it. Most people, I'm so glad you're here tonight, because most people will not take the time themselves to do this. So that's why I'm doing this, is to help you see the kind of person you can become in your financial and career. What is that giving you? What kind of comfort do you have? What kind of lifestyle do you have? How are you helping others? How's that making you feel? It's mental exercise, financial and career. Now, what are the obstacles? That might be in the way of your achieving that. And what can you do to overcome the obstacles? Do you need to meet people that are going to lift you up? Do you need more education? Do you need other classes? Do you need to associate with more like-minded people? What is it? You're seeing it up here. You're visualizing it. Mental exercise, financial and career. I wish we could go into it further. We just don't have a lot of time, I know. Emotional and stress. Okay, that's another category. Emotional and stress. You're on the Cellerciser. You're seeing yourself happy, relaxed, joyful, having fun around people that are all around you. And can you feel that? Can you feel your emotions being positive even though they're negative? Or even though you're dealing with lots of obstacles and challenges? Can you see the person you can become? Can you visualize that? Can you hold on to that vision? Can you turn up that light? As you see it in your mind and you hold on to it, how do you feel? Can you feel how you feel doing that? Emotional stress. Can you release? Can you see the stress melting from you? Now, there's a physical and an emotional or mental part to this. The reason we're gently bouncing up and down is to release the stress and tension in the body. It's a massage. It stimulates brain activity. It's increasing oxygen, blood flow, circulation everywhere. That's great. But the mental part of it, can you see yourself in certain situations reacting, responding differently in a positive, more positive way with people? That's a mental exercise. I'm working on it. I want you to be able to work on it too. We all need to work on it. Look at the world and the kind of place it would be if we all did. Are you mentally and emotionally seeing others in a positive light? Can you see that which is good within them so you're not reactive? You're just positive. You're a light. You're walking, you're turning up the light. Are others being able to feel that light that you're turning up in you? You know, simple little things like going to the grocery store and seeing somebody who's got their name and you're buying your groceries and you ask them, "Hey, John, are you having a good day? Thank you so much for the work you're doing for all of us. Whoa, did you just stand out or did you blend in?" we're here to make a difference, to be a difference. How is that going to make you feel? Knowing that you're doing and taking the steps to help others feel good. Okay, so that's emotional stress. Whoa, that's not it. Just as I got typed in wrong.
Oh, reduction of health?
No, it's not. That's not what I wrote. Physical, mental, spiritual. I'm not sure what that is.
The reduction in health?
It's not reduction. Yeah. Hold on one moment. A little technical difficulty here.
That's what you said, reduction / health.
No.
You want to come see what you
Yeah. Did I send that to you?
Yeah.
Spell check changed it on me there.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Okay, it's supposed to be physical and health. But in the physical and health,
That one's next.
well, that's what that's supposed to be. I don't know. Yeah, thank you, Justice. Let's ignore that. It's physical and health, really important one. All right, so I want you to go into your mind. As you're gently bouncing up and down, see yourself physically fit, enjoying the things you want to enjoy. We may not reach the level, but we can in our mind, and we can enjoy it. We can feel it in our mind, and we can start moving in that direction. To the degree, obviously I'm not 16 anymore, and I'm not going to be doing backflips and roundhouses and things like that. But I can still see myself enjoying hiking, climbing rocks or mountains, or skiing, or all the what is it that makes you happy in your physical and your health? See yourself as a person you want to become. Again, it's not that the conditions around us change. The conditions within us change as a result of that. As we hold on to it, it grows into desire. We nurture the desire. It becomes a passion. Passion compels us to action. It starts with these ideas. And so you respond differently to the conditions around you to achieve that which you can see and feel within you. It starts there. So you're bouncing up and down. You're seeing yourself now, physical and health. If you have an ailment, if you're fighting against something, stop fighting against it and start promoting that which is right. Start promoting that which is good. Start feeling better, really good about who you are right now at this point in your life, because that's a blessing. You are blessed right now at this point in your life to have an opportunity to make choices and decisions that can affect your future. So that's a good thing. And so we appreciate where we are because we are going to enjoy the journey of where we can go. But we have the ability to do that. And so mentally, as we're moving up and down, visualize the person you want to become. In your mind, it can be real. In reality, it may be a little different, but that doesn't change the feeling we can have within ourselves. And if we are, rather than fighting against that which is wrong, promoting that which is right, we're seeing ourselves physically fit, we're seeing the illnesses fading away, and we're seeing our health being restored. We see our immune system working very effectively and efficiently. We see our posture getting better. We feel the end result. Remember, we're holding on to the vision. And we respond differently to help bring that vision to pass. What are the obstacles now that are in the way of that vision? Is it diet related? Is it health related? Is it emotional related? Is it environmentally related? What is it that's holding you back? Is it old habits, bad habits? Visualize the obstacles. And now let's figure out a strategy for overcoming the obstacles. And that's a mental exercise as well. So Justice doesn't like sugar. He hasn't liked sugar for years. It started off as a mental exercise. He decided, he said, I don't like sugar, I don't like sugar. And pretty soon, wow.
Like sweets and stuff.
Sweets and stuff. Yeah, he doesn't like it. Thanks, Justin. And that's great. I'm certainly not going to change that. That's his own choice. And I'm sure it's going to have blessings. The point I'm making is, what are the obstacles that are preventing you from receiving and enjoying your greater physical and health potential? A lot of it is internal. It's our attitude. It's and what we can do to overcome those obstacles. We see ourselves, affirmations, proclamations, declarations, the things that we say, what we think, who we associate with, can all lift us up or pull us down. Okay, so that's interesting. Physical and health. I'll have to look and see how that got in there. Mental and educational. Okay, mental and educational. We're back up here. I want you to gently bounce up and down. Mental and educational. What is it that gets you going? What is it that you like and that you want to learn more about in your mental and educational area? Is it a talent? Is it a skill? Is it knowledge? What is it? This is a mental exercise. Some people they don't know. They have no idea what really motivates them or creates that passion or that great desire within themselves to want to move forward. Okay, so we take baby steps. Think of something that you like, that you would like to know more about. And think of, where are you going to learn more about that? I was talking to my son about that earlier today. Where can you find the information or the people or the support in that mental and educational area of your life? What kind of programs are available to you? Are you willing to take some time for you? Visualize yourself doing it right now. Visualize, what does it feel like? Reading, studying, watching, learning, associating with. How's that feel? What is it that you're doing? You define it and see yourself excelling at it. And how does that make you feel? It's so important. It's that mental portion of it. Now, what are the obstacles that are in the way? Time, money, environment, relationship. What are the strategies that you can create or develop that allows you to deal with the obstacles effectively, so that you can reach out and become and learn more about what's important to you? I like to go onto YouTube at nighttime, and there's so much. I have a hard time choosing what to look at, what to watch, what to study. There's so much, and that's part of my challenge is I want to know it all, and you can't. So pick something. Pick something that you like and become good at that. And then you'll apply that in other areas. It just kind of can snowball. All right. Social and cultural areas of your life. Okay, we're back on, and I think we're done here. So, oh no, one more. One more after this. So social and cultural. And as you're gently bouncing up and down, I want you to think in terms of what you can give back and what kind of things you like from a cultural perspective. Do you like concerts? Do you like programs that serve others? And how do you feel when you're doing it? In your social and cultural, what groups are you interacting with? What kind of groups? Really important. Define the people. See yourself amongst those people. How do you feel? Visualize it. Remember, the desire grows based upon the vision. And if you're not making the progress you want to make and are capable of making, it's simply generally because your goals are not clearly defined. Part of that defining process is being able to see it clearly. whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. Paul J. Meyer said that many years ago, and it's become a part of me, and I want to become a part of you. Visualize it, see it, create that desire. And then the last one, which is a foundation, which is the spiritual and ethical. And I'm sad for those people who don't recognize that there is a force well beyond us, and we can tap into that. And as you close your eyes and you work on the spiritual and the ethical and the qualities of the person you're becoming, and the treasures you're creating within yourself and your character that you take with you, where are you developing those skills and how are you giving back? You know, we go to church every week, and I've told my kids, if you don't feel like you're getting enough out of it, put more into it and see how you feel. So visualize yourself interacting in a social and cultural environments. And how does that make you feel? And if there's obstacles that are in the way, try to figure out the strategies for overcoming the obstacles. These are the mental part of our greater health potential. They're important. They help create me, and they help create all of us. And I know we have more that all of us can achieve. Pray we can enjoy the journey to achieve it. If there's anything that I've said that is of value, please share it with others. And I want to thank you again for being a part of the Cellercise family, for caring about others, for sharing. Please share. I mean, it makes a difference for all of us. And I really do appreciate it. We all appreciate it when you do. Enjoy. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Feel free to reach out if I can be of any help. And remember, why work out when you can play in? Enjoy the journey. Thanks.